Now we're going to create some variations on that by going to the Character Styles panel. And what we're going to do is we're going to create 3 variations, as I said earlier. A bold character style, a bold italic character style, and then an italic character style. So let's begin by clicking on the Create New Character Style button. And there's my character style 1. I'm going to double click on that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this one Body Copy Bold. Now that's going to be based on none because we don't have any character styles loaded in. We could load in a shortcut. We're not going to do that. Now you'll notice that I have some of the options that we had available previously with our paragraph style options, but not all of them. These are the ones that deal specifically with typed characters. And we'll begin with our basic character formats. And because we haven't created a new style, you'll notice everything is blank. I'm going to go to the font family and I'm going to make it Times. Notice in this case what it does, it shows a series of fonts that we've used recently. And since we use Times, I can select that right here at the top. I don't have to go scrolling through a long list of them. If you don't have Times on your machine, you can select Times New Roman. I'm going to change the font style from regular to bold. I'm going to take the size. I'm going to make it 13 points. I'm going to take the leading. I'm going to make it 15 points. I'm not going to do anything different with the kerning than we had before. I'm not going to do anything different from the tracking than what we had before. Certainly I'm not going to change the case or the position of that type. And I'm not going to set any of these options right here. Let's go to the advanced character formats. Now again, these are set by default. So you don't see it, but that's 100%. The vertical scale is 100% as well. Baseline shift is a default of 0, and the skew is 0. The language is not selected. Let's do that. We'll just make that English USA to match up with what we did for the first paragraph style. And then we're going to take the horizontal scale and we'll make it 100%. Since we're going to make that type just a little bit bolder, we're going to let that be a little bit wider as well. We could set the character color. We're not going to change anything here, nor are we going to do anything for the open type features, underline options, strike through options, or export tagging, although I'm going to explain here that as we're doing this, we could actually set that up to be strong, which would match up with bolding digital type, the same way we're setting it bold to match up for print type for our InDesign template. So I'm going to go back to General, and we're going to check the rules. And in this case, what we've done is we take the style settings, and we've made them Times, bold, with a character width of 100%. When I say OK, what we'll have done is we'll change character style 1 into body copy bold. I'm going to create a second style based on the first one. Double click on this. And we'll make this one body copy bold ital for a bold italics. Will be based on body copy bold. Now you don't see it here, but what that says is that says Times 13 points on 15 point leading, and in this case set for the bold style. When I click on the basic character formats, that's exactly what it shows. Let's change that font style and make that bold italic. We're not going to change anything from the advanced character formats, color, any of these other things, except in this case we'll leave that tag off as we're working with that. So I'll go back to General, and what it's going to say is it's going to have all the attributes of body copy bold, except in this case it's going to be bold italic. I'm going to say OK. There's my second variation. Let's create just one more. Double click on that. In this case, we'll call it body copy ital. And again, we'll base that on that body copy bold. Go to the basic character formats and change that from bold italic to italic and say OK. And we will have created our 3 character styles that are based on body copy. Now if I want to take the italic and put it above that bold and bold italic, that's easy to do. I just hold the mouse button down and I drag it up above like so, and I can change those orders in such a way that it makes it convenient for me to work with it. Now one last thing you want to do whenever you're working with character styles, once you're done setting them up, you want to make sure none is the one that's selected. Otherwise, what will happen is that character style will override whatever font rules that you set when you're formatting type, and you'll drive yourself absolutely crazy trying to figure out how that works. Let's go back to the paragraph styles one last time. And what we're going to do is we're going to create another brand new style. So I'm going to click on Basic Paragraph. I'm going to click on the Create New Style button. Double click on that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this Headline, H-E-D-L-I-N-E. I'm misspelling that intentionally. It's an old journalism trick to let folks know that we're dealing with type for a headline as opposed to spelled correctly and accidentally finding it inside of our type. Now I want this to be based on no paragraph style because we're building a new one from scratch. But I will change the next style from the same style down to body copy. What that does is that takes it in such a way that if I'm typing a headline, when I hit the return key, the next paragraph will be body copy. So we're setting up cascading style sheets just like you would if you were working within a word processing program like Microsoft Word or WordPerfect. Let's go to basic character formats. What we're going to do in this case is we're going to change the font family from that default of Minion Pro. We're going to go all the way to the top here, and we'll make it Arial. We'll take the font style. We're going to make that bold italic. We'll take the font size. We're going to make it 18 points over 18 point leading. Again, we always want to set an absolute value for leading whenever we're creating paragraph or character styles. It saves us from rude surprises. Let's go to the advanced character formats. We're going to leave everything just as it is right here. Let's go to indents and spacing. Again, we're going to leave everything as it is right here. We're not going to load any tabs or paragraph rules in it, but we are going to stop at the keep options. And as we do that, we're going to add in a couple of things. One of them is we're going to select this Keep Lines Together checkbox. And we're going to select first the radio button for all lines in a paragraph. In this case, what that's going to do is that's going to keep all of the lines in the paragraph together. So as we talked about just a little bit earlier, if I have a 2 or 3 line headline, that's all going to fit in the bottom of a column or a page, or if it doesn't have enough room, it will automatically bounce that to the next page. We're going to go above this now, and we're going to go with this Keep with Next, and we're going to set that to keep with the next 2 lines. What that means is if I type a header or headline that says conclusion, I'm not going to have to go to the next page to find out what the heck I concluded if that's at the bottom of the page. If there's not enough room for at least the next 2 lines of the next paragraph, the body copy that says whatever I conclude, it's automatically going to move that headline and those first 2 lines of type to the top of the next column or the next page. Now I don't want any hyphenation in my header, so I'm going to turn that off. And we're basically all set here. Let's go back to General, and what I'll see is my headline is now based on no paragraph style. The next style is body copy, so if I'm typing a headline and I hit the return key, what will happen is the next paragraph will be body copy. I won't have to call that out from the style panel. The font is Arial, the weight is bold italic, The type size is 18 points on 18-point leading. There's no hyphenation. The keep lines together have all the rules to keep together, so all of that headline is going to fit in the bottom of a column of a page, or it's going to skip to the next one if there's not enough room for all of it. And the same with the next two lines of the paragraph that's set. I'm going to say OK, and as we do that, we'll have two paragraph styles, one for headline, one for body copy, that we can use when we're actually filling in our trifold brochure template.